This is a Ramana Maharshi clip, a talk by Ramana Maharshi with comments by Richard Clarke. This is a time to listen, reflect, and deeply meditate. I'm Richard. Welcome. I'm reviewing and commenting on the book Talks with Sri Ramana Maharshi. Today is talk number 117. A Ceylonese. What is the first step for realization of self? Please help me towards it. There is no use reading books. Another. This one man's request is that of us all. Maharshi. Quite so. If the self be found in books, it would have been already realized. What wonder can be greater than that we seek the self in books? Can it be found there? Maharshi, quite so. If the self be found in books, it would have been already realized. What wonder can be greater than that we seek the self in books? Can it be found there? Of course, books have given readers the sense to ask this question and seek the self. The questioner, books are utterly useless. They may all be burnt. The spoken word alone is useful. Grace alone is useful. Others spoke according to their own light until finally they returned to the original question. But Sri Bhagavan remained silent. This dialogue is a profound reflection on the path to self-realization as taught by Ramana Maharshi. It talks of the limited use of seeking the self in books and the significance of direct experience and grace in the spiritual journey. In this dialogue, a visitor asks Ramana about the first step towards realizing the self. He expresses a common sentiment that reading books alone is not enough. A second person acknowledges that this question represents the longing of many seekers. Maharshi responds with his usual clarity. He highlights the paradox of seeking the self in books. How do you get direct experience from words and from the mind? Ramana suggests that if the self could be found in books, it would have been realized already. This underscores a central teaching of self-inquiry, that the self is not an object to be found externally, but as the very essence of your being. Ramana said that books can be useful in the spiritual quest to spur the internal investigation, saying, of course, books have given readers the sense to ask this question and to seek the self. So books can help start the search, but do not provide the answer to the quest. This is found within yourself by your own self-investigation. The original questioner agrees wholeheartedly and dismisses the utility of books in the spiritual journey. He asserts that the spoken word and divine grace are the only valuable tools. This reflects the idea that spiritual wisdom is often transmitted through direct teachings and grace. This dialogue concludes with others returning to the same question, but Ramana Maharshi remains silent. This silence is characteristic of his teaching style and represents the ultimate truth beyond words. He has said what he has to say, that the self is not something that can be explained or grasped through words or books, but must be directly realized through introspection and self-inquiry. Now, what you need to do is to be quiet, look within, and absorb what he said. Maharshi's teachings revolve around the idea of turning your attention inward to realize the true nature of yourself, the self, the only self that there is. He encourages you to ask the fundamental question, who am I? And to go beyond words and concepts to experience the self directly. Be the self, to know the self. This dialogue talks about the importance of experiential knowledge and the limitations of relying just on intellectual understanding, whether from books or other sources. It encourages us to look within, notice the grace already here, and engage in self-inquiry to realize the self beyond the realm of words and concepts. This is a real question in this age of electronic communication. How do you get access that will support your efforts? There are YouTube videos and online sessions with experienced teachers that can provide real support. These can be valuable, but still, what is most important is your ongoing self-investigation, your regular inquiry and meditation. So inquire, know yourself, and be always free and at peace. This is a Ramana Maharshi clip, a talk by Ramana Maharshi with comments by Richard Clarke. This is a time to listen, reflect, and deeply meditate. These videos help bring Ramana Maharshi's teachings into your direct experience. Subscribe now